Whoop-de-doo. Okay. I'm just going to wait for things to catch up here. And for things to catch up here. Oh, turn off mute. Alright, there we go. So we're here, still in Iverstad, same place we were after the last round of Skyrim derping, and I do hope my audio was okay. Hey Blake, how you doing, man?
What is it, Imperial?
So I was just about to say I'm at the end of the last, gameplay session. I was about to head off to my roleplay derived farm over near here, and we're in Iverstad, as you can see. Thanks. Okay, good. I'm a little worried about it because in some of my, when I listen to some of my stuff, it sounds a little muffled. Plus, the last I did some streaming earlier today, and I kept hearing a little bit of static now and then. I don't know if that's my mic connection or what, but it's, this mic is getting old, so one of these days soon. I have these spiffy new headphones, but I'm not using the headphone mic at this point. I'm still using my my Yeti Snowball, or whatever they call it, Snowball, whatever it is. Anyway, so since the last session of Skyrim play, I've actually done the Shroud Hearth Barrow stuff, and we went over to an area in the Rift where I had sort of role-played that our involvement with Modwatch at the beginning of this character's stay in Skyrim. Okay, yeah. Well, I'll explain the tiny horse in a second. So at the beginning of this guy, he spawned via alt start way over in the Reach. And we did the Forsworn conspiracy really early on, which I thought was really kind of a cool way to start the game. And so we chose to become friendly with Forsworn, which really only means you're friendly with Modwatch and his group at one particular redoubt. The rest of the Forsworn are still aggressive towards you. But anyway, we made our way over here, pretending that Modwatch had told us about a farm that his cousins owned over in the Rift. Well, I went there, and unfortunately, I've discovered a mod conflict.
Nope. Sorry. Nothing.
Yeah. Thanks, courier. Just you've been hanging out around here. Just go away. Go do your courier shit and get out of my face. All right.
Sorry.
Yeah. Thanks.
Nothing.
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
Thanks for mentioning that. Okay. So we're not going to go to that. It just happens that this mod called Fawn-Wheeled Farm, which popped up a while ago, is actually kind of nice, but it unfortunately occupies the same space in the Rift that another mod I'm using called Helmsmere, which is a small town that was added by a mod author by the name of Clef J. And when I got over there, they were kind of overlapping and having problems. And just because this is a mod testing loadout and I don't want to screw around with my patches...
Stay out of trouble, Imperial.
Thanks for that suggestion. I'll try to do that. I've decided just not to even bother going over there, so I deleted those saves. I experimented with getting rid of one and the other just to see how it looked. And Fawn-Wheeled Farm is really nice. It did horrible things to my frame rate, so I don't think it's very well optimized. But otherwise, it's a nice sort of player home edition. Easy to get into. You just got to find the key. It's hanging on a nail nearby, so that's cool. So anyway,
Gods gave you two hands, and you use them both for your weapon. I can respect that.
I do. Keep talking, and I'll use them on you. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so the little horse. This is the now famous, I hope, Atlas the Pack Pony. And Atlas is...
Nope. Sorry.
nothing.
Nothing.
Well, he's just awesome. I discovered him through Legacy of the
Sorry.
Dragonborn. Oh
Nothing.
god, let's get away from here so these fricking NPCs stop talking to me. Atlas can carry just about anything you put on it.
What is it now?
So he's awesome if you're playing like a Relic Hunter character in Legacy of the Dragonborn. And he's just awesome in general. A little bit OP if you want to look at it that way. He's because he'll just carry anything you stick on in his little boxes there. So in that respect, he's kind of unrealistic, but he's a lot of fun, and he acts. Wait a minute, is that a? Oh no, that's a goat. He acts outside of follower mods, so he won't be affected by amazing follower tweaks or EFF, which I use. So instead, for Atlas, we use Jackson's map markers. I don't know if you're familiar with that, Blake, but that's this mod here, and it allows you to mark any NPC follower in the game using this little hotkey here, and then it puts a map marker on that follower, and it shows up in your on your map. You have to activate it in the MCM, so you go to mod configuration. Excuse me, you have to activate it in your quest log in your journal. So you just activate Jackson's map markers, and then it'll show any of the followers you have marked with the map marker. It's a pretty cool mod, and very it has no effect on the game. There's no overhead, no incompatibilities. It just works. Jackson Z or Jackson's stuff is excellent. I believe it's a woman. I think is Jackson Z. Anyway, doesn't matter. Male, female, whatever. Great mod author and lots of really cool utilities. I'm just gonna quick head back over there, so I got my chat window up here. I'm watching the chat using my other my other account. Oh god, it's so kludgy. Anyway, so and I apologize, my voice is still not 100%. Not sure why, but one of these days I'll figure it all out. I think I'm going to take the high road here. I don't want to go by that troll. We're just going to head off and just have some fun running around. I have a destination in mind, but I better get my weapon out here, because if I remember correctly, there's a saber cat somewhere nearby. We're going to, instead of using fawn wield, I also loaded a little mod called Anissa's Cabin Rebuilt or something like that. So I think we're going to head out and go there. I want a place that's a simple player home. Yeah, there's the saber cat down there. Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it? It's that's Realistic Water 2 plus this ENB I'm using, which is called Rudy, and also the oh look, there's Secunda there up in the sky. Also, I'm going to be save scumming a little bit here because I don't want to have to reload a lot. Oh, let's see if I can grab some butterflies. Okay. Also, Vivid Weathers, and I also have my uGrids set to 7. You can actually see Windhelm in the distance there. And that's not for the faint of heart. It can kill saves, destroy games. It's, but it does make the near distance look better. Okay, so this saber cat has seen me now. Let's get a poison. Oh, let's put ruin on this sword. See if we can get a first shot in here that won't kill us. And drop a save quick. We're still fairly low level. Oh, you missed it. Yeah, wow. Thought I was going to get a good attack in there. So we'll keep trying with Mr. Sabercat. We'll try through a few deaths here. Oh, and boom. Back up a little bit, and boom. And boom. Boom. Come on. Alright, good. Grab a life potion, and we'll let the we'll let my health regenerate naturally. Oops. So I am playing with Hunterborn. So this character only wears, uses, consumes, etc. what he can make himself. So right now we're probably pretty darn hungry and thirsty. Let me just grab some water. Don't have a lot of food. Have some raw bear meat I can eat, and some potato soup. That'll keep me going for a little while until I find a fire. We're gonna head down, or going north, and head into so that's what that saber cat was guarding one of its kills. We're gonna head up towards Windhelm. Specifically to gather certain kinds of ingredients, and then we're gonna head in other directions. I don't know if that water is too blue or not. I know there's a cave down here. I don't think I really want to go in there. That's full of Falmer and other nasties, if I remember correctly. Is that deep water reach or something? That's where the NPC from Darkwater Crossing is lost, I think. So we're just going to climb down the mountain here and head off towards... This is the shortcut down towards Windhelm. Gather as many ingredients as I possibly can. So I don't know if you had a chance to listen to Skyrim Addict from a couple days ago. We talked a lot about a mod called Spell Research, and I'm okay. There's a 4 key. Oh crap! Well, there you go. That may be the end of this save. Oh god. That's usually a graphics conflict. Let's see. Dum-de-dum. DDS. Yeah, it's probably a NIF conflict. So that means I'm pretty much dead in the water. Yeah, it happens. This is why we do mod testing, right? He's actually... we seem to be still in game. So maybe maybe Crash Fixes caught the conflict and oh, it's getting dark though. What time is it? Yeah, it's 6:42. All right. So I'm gonna head down here. I'm going to use a a mod I have loaded. Oh, and it crashed. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I knew it was doomed, but I thought we'd try. And for this, I'm going to have to do a task manager dump, I'm afraid. So you're going to see let's see where it ends back. It's going to end up back at the desktop here. Oh well, it was a nice try. Not sure why that's. It does look beautiful, doesn't it? Yeah, it's pretty. I think those crashes are probably related to my uGrids setting, which is really unfortunately, when you set your uGrids higher, it's built into the saves, and once done, it's done. So I'm going to load the game back up at the last save, and I'm going to take the left turn and head back over towards Whiterun and see if I end up with the same crash. That should be just before I killed that saber cat. We'll back up and go up the hill and take the shortcut down towards Whiterun. And if crash fixes pops up another error, we'll just say, well, lesson learned, and we'll start over and probably leave my uGrids set down to 5. It's too bad, it really is. Part of the problem is I got so many mods loaded, there's so much memory being used. If I could do this, have all the stuff I want in SE and have all the great graphics options with the ENBs in SE, I would probably shift over, but I've pretty much settled on the fact that I still prefer Legacy. So let's see how bad this is. It does take a while to load with all the crap that I'm using. Hey Blake, thanks for coming and watching, and enjoy your evening. And I'll probably be streaming, on and off for the rest of the evening. I'm headed down towards North Carolina, so I'll be closer to you. Leaving tomorrow, I'm gonna be down there working for a couple of weeks in Asheville, one of my favorite towns. So that's not. Oh crap! Ah, he's chasing me now. Ah, crap. Anyway, so we'll talk later, and have a great evening, man. I'm gonna back off. Trying to get away from him without having to fight him. I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to have to run at him and then run away. Let my health generate a little bit and keep swinging. There we go. Alright, so let's take a life potion. And since it's getting late in the evening, and since I had a crash, we're going to find a flat spot and just sleep for a few hours. So let's see, actions is loaded. We're gonna lay down and sleep. And yes, I do. And we're gonna sleep for long enough to get the light back. So we're going to head down the mountain in the direction of Whiterun and then try to swing back around towards, because I definitely want to gather some ingredients over in the region of Kynesgrove and Steam Crag Camp. So I'm going to see if I'm going to eat some raw bear meat and hope I don't get a disease here. Nice morning light. Hey Liam. That's okay. I'm just derping around in Skyrim now. I just had a big crash heading down the mountain towards I've just been sleeping on the ground here thanks to a little mod called Simple Actions. I just had a big crash heading down the mountain towards Windhelm. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what caused that. Probably my uGrids setting, which I have set to 7, which I know is dangerous, but I do it anyway. So yeah, it does look pretty good, doesn't it? This is with you know, like I was talking about earlier, NLVA, Vivid Weathers. We have Rudy ENB. And I'm using the Skyland texture overhaul this time, and I'm using a grass mod called Viscous Grass, which I really like. Between that one and another one that came out recently called Vedosbrom, grass has never been so good in Skyrim. Not sure. I think Vedosbrom is available for SC. Not sure about Viscous Grass. Both of them require little I&I tweaks. So let's head down this way. This is the shortcut path towards Whiterun. And I think it is anyway. Looks familiar-ish. Let's look at my map here. Yeah, I think we're on this path right here. Goes by the Forgotten Tower. And yeah, Viscous Grass is really good. Oh, and by the way, if you remember, I was talking earlier about Obsidian Weather's mountain fogs. I'll just stop the camera. You can see it there in the distance. The clouds kind of sticking to the sides of the mountains. That's what that little mod does. It's really pretty, and has virtually no you know, overhead or whatever. No frame rate drop to speak of. And it also, as you get closer, you can see it in the foreground there. I'm going to take I'm going to take this route down this way. And if I get another crash, I'm going to call this this save dead, and I'm probably going to pop offline and start a new one with my uGrids set lower. It's kind of sad. Yeah, the LOD, that's the whole point of having uGrids set to 7. So you get a little longer distance and less pop-in. But one of the things that it does is it will, and also got to apologize for all my ums and ahs. It's just my speech pattern, and I have a hard time remembering not to do it when I'm doing live videos. But one of the things that setting uGrids higher does is it will activate quests and other things a little before the game can handle it, if that makes sense. So the crash was captured by a little mod called Crash Fixes. If you go back and watch the video earlier, you'll see the pop-up. It was a graphics-oriented crash, probably a NIF conflict, a mesh conflict, and that's usually, in my experience recently with uGrids, that is an issue with the uGrids setting, and you can decipher them. It's not like trying to decipher papyrus logs, which are frankly, for the most part, useless. Even though Arthmore, the author of a lot of stuff, including the legendary patches and everything, says adamantly that papyrus crash logs are useless. He also includes on his website a way to interpret them, so you can take that for what it's worth. But anyway, Crash Fixes tries to capture a lot of common crashes. It's configurable. There's an INI setting, and you can set it to show little logs and things, and you can go back and look at the log later on and see I didn't pop out of the game far enough. I just reloaded it again, and I think I'm down near the road here, aren't I? Where the hell am I here? The road is... Oh, we're over here. Okay, and there's the bridge. Alright, well, hopefully Alice can follow us down a little farther. So if I can decipher the reports or not, I don't know. I'm just assuming it had to do with uGrid settings, and you know, it's his eyes wide shut, eyes wide open. I know the risks, but I'm such a graphics whore, pardon the politically incorrect language, that I just love to have things look great. Skyrim has stopped working. Yeah, and have you been able to sort of trace that? You know, sometimes it's nice to have a mod like Crash Fixes, but it doesn't really fix anything. It just sort of tells you a little quicker that your game crashed. So, I don't know. Anyway, my last crash was heading down in this general direction. That, I believe, that's not Felglow. Which one's that called? This is, it's full of necromancers, I remember that. So I was coming down in this direction, yeah, they don't really make a whole lot of sense to me either. I'm certainly no expert. I've done a lot of modding and stuff, and I know how to make some things happen, but, you know, when it comes to, let me just pause the game for a second here. When it comes to, you know, mesh conflicts and stuff like that, and they're often locational. You know, they'll happen in one spot on the map, and you never know exactly what it is. There is a, and I think I have it loaded in here. Let me see if I can show you. Maybe you know about it. Let's walk over towards an actual item here like that. Alright, so I'm going to pop up the console and click on that. Alright, so if you see over on the right, I'm watching my YouTube. Okay, so now I can see it's there. Over on the right is a bunch of information. That's from a mod called MFG Console. It's just a little sneak bow attack. That's interesting. Huh. Well, that could be a way of tracking it. If you do some Googling on that, you might find some advice on the STEP website if you've been there, and some also the slash r, you know, the r Skyrim mods section of Reddit is a good place. And dare I mention it, I don't know your proclivities or how offended you get by certain things, but believe it or not, Lover's Lab is a yes, it's a super adult porn site, but there's also a lot of useful information there if you're willing to get past the okay, all right, good, you know it. Anyway, so MFG console is a very cool little thing. If you're looking at the information over there, if you have missing textures and stuff, you know, when you get those purple textures and things like that, or if you can get close enough to an object that seems to be causing a crash, MFG console will give you a lot of information about where that object is located in your load order, and what, as you can see, one of the last lines there is the last base change. That SFAS NLVA base build .esp, that's my Mator Smash mod. So MFG console is a great little utility to help find particularly locational crashes. So anyway, that's one little. It's definitely worth adding to your load order. It shouldn't cause you any difficulty, and I want to see if I can avoid aggroing this mage over here. Just don't want to get into any fights right now. I just want to head over towards Windhelm. I see there's some weather coming in. Alright, so I'm headed back over towards the area. I was coming down the mountain just ahead of us here when the last crash occurred. Ooh, a little bit of lighting glitch there. Towards Darkwater Crossing. I was probably going to end up right about here. But I'm farther down the mountain, so I'm going to head across the river towards Windhelm. Oh, and the weather just cleared again. Okay. What I want to do is head around towards Steam Crag Camp. Over here on the left, you'll see a somewhat expanded version of Darkwater Crossing, so I think I'm going to go through there and see if that causes a crash. We were coming down the trail that goes past the little cave. If you're familiar with the Durkitha quest, the weather mod is called, well, it's Vivid Weathers, but it's the NLVA version of Vivid Weathers, which is natural lighting and vivid atmospherics. It takes a little bit of setup to do. You replace the Vivid Weathers ESP file with the NLVA ESP. It's not hard, but and then you find a compatible ENB if you want to use an ENB to go with them, and this version of Rudy that I'm using is compatible with. But as you can see, I'm streaming in 1080 30 frames. And I'm getting right now 23 frames a second. It really does have a huge impact. Part of that is because of the Darkwater Crossing mod I have loaded. There's a lot of extra textures and locations there, plus the all the landscape textures, plus the uGrids setting. Plus over here on the right is a little mod called I can't remember what he called it. It is Darkwater Keep. That is a player home added by a really excellent mod author by the name of Clef J. I've used it before. Great mod. And I could use it again, but it's just not going to fit in with this character. Anyway, we're gonna run through here. at our rather pathetic frame rate. And it's back up in the 30s now. So one of the things that, the combination of weather mods and ENB does, you can see things on my screen look kind of bright. I'm looking at the feed, and it doesn't look too bad. It's a little flatter and less saturated in the feed. When you watch it on the recorded version, it might look a little different. But this is a really nice sort of rebuild of Darkwater Crossing. I can't remember. This might be Settlements Expanded mod. The textures of the buildings are from Skyland. You can see there's a little different thatch on the roofs here, and some slightly different timbers on the buildings, on the farmhouse buildings.
But Mama, he's a half-decent farmer. Ask him to teach you to farm.
Yeah, if I have a chance, when I stop streaming, let's see if I can get the hell out of here with Atlas. I'll see if Atlas follows me down this way. He might not. I don't remember which mod added it. I'll check it when I get back. Well, we haven't had a crash so far. I have not triggered the dragons yet, I don't think. So even though I may have, let me see, I think I have the Dragonstone. Did I do Bleak Falls Barrow? Yes, I did. So but I want, in particular over here, I want creep clusters and jazzbay grapes. It's hard for me too. Oh God.
Time to end this little
Oh
game.
God, I forgot about these bandits over here. Oh crap. That's Mistwatch up there. Should I take that on? Hey, you know what the hell? Let's drop a save here quickly. And let's see if I can find Atlas. Oh, Atlas is over there, being attacked by this rotten bandit.
Let's see what you've got.
Alright, dude. That's a war pick. Those are nasty. Very nasty. Come on. Ooh, I missed the block.
Sure, have mercy on you.
I missed the block again. Come on. Whoa. This is all part of Ultimate Combat and Combat Evolved. Nice block.
True Nords never back down.
I love this combat when it really works. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, luckily for me, watching this on my other YouTube account, the chat is actually scrolling, so that I don't have to. What has he got on him? Anything good? This character can't use anything unless he makes it himself, so I can gather and sell, but I can't wear anybody else's armor. There's some Jazzbay grapes. So, I don't know. Let's see. I think I'm going to go up and do this Mistwatch, because I did meet the poor woman who got lost. It's always funny when that NPC runs up to you, like, right next to a city and says, "I'm lost, can you point me in the way of the next city?" And we're standing right in front of Whiterun. Anyway, so I'm going to tell Atlas here to just hang out, little dude. Why don't you find some good grazing there and take a break? Alright. And I'm going to... Yeah, try switching. It's really good. Archery is different. So I'm using. All right. So I'm not just using Ultimate Combat. I'm going to pause the game here for a second while I talk. I'm using, and actually, why don't we just pop out? I can pop out to MO here and unlock it, and take a quick look. So I'm using Combat Evolved, which is a script-free combat mod. I'm using Ultimate Combat, which was recently updated. It was getting pretty old, and the author was super effort, updated it for SE and Legacy, and has made. I really think it's right now, in my opinion, it's the best combat mod out there. I'm also using this Know Your Enemy, and that's why I popped out here in terms of archery. Trait-based resistances. So if you shoot an arrow at a skeleton, similar to, I think it's Requiem maybe, the arrow is likely just to pass right through the skeleton. So the combination of these three combat mods make for a pretty interesting experience when you're, and I'm just playing on Adept, because, well, for one thing, I can't stand Legendary. I think it's just basically a bullet sponge, an excuse for being a bullet sponge. But as the character evolves and gets better, I'll probably tweak the difficulty up as far as master level. But so yeah, so in Ultimate Combat, archery is, you can look it up on the Corundum. Nice. Oh, there we go. I thought he wasn't going to do it for a second there. I haven't, to be honest, used archery as much since I started using Ultimate Combat, because I played the Sneaky Archers a lot over the years, and I finally decided to take the Andrew approach and go with a two-handed. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Take a look at what he's done with it if you go to the Ultimate Combat page on the Nexus. Also, there's a few tweaks. I have the feeling I'm a little underleveled for this dungeon, especially for what's her name, the bandit boss at the top of the tower there. She's pretty tough. So we're gonna give it a shot, but yeah, pretty much Ranger. So I have a bow that I made, the Colovian composite bow. That's one of the, I think, immersive weapons, I believe. So I do have that, and I have some arrows I made via Hunterborn. So they're stone arrows. They do about 9 damage when I'm fully healthy, because as you probably know, I need will debuff your weapon damage if you get hungry and thirsty and stuff like that. So let's just check my, yeah, so I'm pretty hungry right now. I'm going to take the risk and eat another piece of raw bear meat. And I got stomach rot. Curses. Do I have a remedy? I do not have a remedy potion. Well, that's going to require some mudcrab chitin and other things. Alright, well. Ooh, that sounds like fun. I have used populated Skyrim. That's one of the Sands of Times thing. And you don't like it? I think it. I was going to say it adds a huge overhead to the game. Oh, no bueno to my stomach rot. Yeah, okay. The populated mods are cool, but they add a lot of overhead. I tend to prefer immersive patrols, which is far less, heavyweight to some of the populated mods. In fact, I was just building out I keep pausing the game. I was just building out a load order for my Xbox One, because I'm heading out on a road trip next couple of weeks, and I'm taking the Xbox with me. And I had the populated mods loaded, and I ended up dumping them because I wanted room for other stuff. But I mean, they add some interesting variety, but I think sometimes just a little bit too much. Do you need a patch for populated Skyrim and Bruma, or does it just automatically populate Bruma as well? I have honestly not used where is this guy anyway? Is he standing? Oh, he's standing right there. Okay. Oh, he's got a thresher maul. Oh my god. Let's see if I can get an arrow into him
Never should have
yeah,
come here.
alright, good. Alright. And we'll go back to... So, in case you were wondering how archery works in Ultimate Combat, there's a good example. But he was already, he already had his health down for whatever reason, I'm not sure. I don't have any sneak... why are these bandits all low on health? That's fascinating. I wonder why. I don't have any sneak perks on this. Immersive Patrols is great if you haven't tried it. And have you tried Organized Bandits in Skyrim, OBIS? That's one of the mods I'm using here. That offers a module that will put bandit patrols into the game. Now let's see. Alright, so here's a good test of Ultimate Combat. And I see that I am not using up stamina. Let's see if I can catch this guy at a distance here. Nope, but I did alert him. Let's try another. Oops, now he's headed this way. Yeah. Okay, so. Ooh. I'm gonna have to start ducking and dodging here.
Your end draws near.
I hope not.
By Ismir! Pay for that!
Alright. Ooh. Ah, you see that little roll there? That was...
I love a good fight.
Ah, she got me. That was part of Ultimate Combat. People of Skyrim. Yes, People of Skyrim is awesome. Totally different. Yeah. But that's a big overhaul. And it adds some pretty cool stuff. There's that huge tower over by Lake Ilinalta. Have you been up there? And it adds all these interesting kind of fast travel waypoints. I have that actually built into another loadout. It does not play well, or it didn't until recently. It didn't play well with Legends of the Dragonborn, and one of the whole points of all this mod testing I'm doing is building a good. Let's go into sneak here. Building a good.
Never should have come here.
A good stable relic hunter build. So since no, not another. Yeah, all right. Where are ya? Where are ya? Oh, ouch. Yes, it has an alternate start patch, and I believe somebody just came out with a legend. I'm going to go into sneak early on here. Somebody just came out. I'm trying to talk and think and fight all at the same time here. Somebody just came out with a Legend of the Dragonborn, or a Dragonborn Museum patch as well. So I'm going to try that sometime soon. And we'll see if they all play well together. if you've ever watched any of Zarek Zahakaron's, ooh, and he rolled. I love this. I love this. It's so good. And of course they get smarter as you go along, right? That's built into the game engine itself. So let's see. We're gonna go sneak here, and we're gonna put a little poison on this. And I am not gonna eat bear meat this time. We're gonna do some foraging, try to find some edible food before we go in there. Yeah, time to adjust tactics, exactly. But you know, the definition of insanity, and nobody has ever accused me of being fully sane, is doing the same thing repeatedly, expecting a different result. So that's what I'm doing here. That should take care of him. That being a poison with an overtime effect, and her.
It's nothing.
We're gonna jump out of the way here.
I love a good fight.
Yeah, I love a good fight too, but let's see. Where are you gonna go? You're gonna head over towards poor Atlas over there. Maybe I can heal up enough. Combat Evolved is probably the oh, here she comes. Oops, wrong hotkey. There we go. I thought, if you'll pardon me for a moment, I thought I took time to block. I did. So why am I not getting any good timed blocks here? Maybe I just suck. I'll take her money. Now I forgot what I was talking about. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I was here to gather creep clusters and jazzbay grapes, and I got distracted by battle tactics and other stuff. What did this guy have on him? Some septums. Those are my arrows, so I can gather those. Can't gather anybody else's arrows. I use uncapper, and I set the perk adjustment to 1.25. So I get an extra perk every 4 levels. I think that's how it works. I'm not good with math. Does that sound right? With a perk overhaul like Ordinator, it's almost, I don't think it's cheating at all to have a few extra perks here and there, because there's just so much to choose from. So now I'm going to quick save here so I don't end up dead again. Let's see if I aim even slightly higher, maybe. Yeah, I got him that time. All right. Missed. All right. And I do have. Ooh, let's take a life potion. The potion names are adjusted by a mod called Existential Alchemy. Alright.
Death awaits you.
There was a time block. Okay, try that time. Alright. I don't honestly know whether they do or not. I don't think so. I use the uncapper pretty much only for its see, now here's one of the limitations of my character. Alright, so Dwarven Bow would be nice. I'm going to gather it, but I can't use it. All I can do is sell it. Same thing with the Orcish dagger. I have to make all my own stuff. So yeah, I only use the uncapper. I mean, I use it pretty much at all of its default values, and I only use it to add a little perk now and then. So I've never actually played with tweaking it a whole lot. Have you? I mean, you know, you think it's worth it? I'm not a sciencey player like Pat is or like Colin is. I don't really, you know, I'm more of a sort of a seat of the pants kind of player. So as if you hadn't already noticed that, somebody's been here before me. I wonder who killed all these bandits. Interesting. Kettle. I don't need a kettle. Okay, well, there's an iron arrow sitting there. I'm gonna go forage in the forest a little bit, see if I can find some edible food. Yeah, that's the. I've been really enjoying this. Oops, wrong action. I've been really enjoying this kind of build. So let's forage edibles. That's a hunter-born thing. Just try to find some food so I can. Oh, come on. I don't know how far out of. Let's wander over here a little bit. I need to eat some. I don't have too many debuffs. Edible insects, good. Before I head back into Mistwatch there. Another edible insect. Okay, and edible flower. Let's eat all that stuff and see if that helps. And I'm probably going to have to eat a sack of flour. We'll call it food, and we'll call it medium. And we'll say, no, it can't spoil. And we'll drink a little bit of water. Alright. I'm going to refill my water skins. Oh, bugger you. There's water here. Come on. How about this water? Can I drink this water? The sources of water. Oh, there we go. I got one. Alright. No, I just managed to consume a water skin. That's weird. Sometimes these little pools work and sometimes they don't. Ooh, there's some creep cluster. Excellent. I'm looking for the creep cluster for spell research, because in order to research some of the new ingredients. There we go. Alright. I filled the water skin. Oh god. My thoughts? My thoughts are that I am still sufficiently in love with modding Legacy Skyrim that I'm content to play this version and whatever other awesome games come down the road, like Horizon Zero Dawn and Assassin's Creed Origins and Wolfenstein and stuff like that. So I can be patient and wait and hope that they don't F it up too badly. I would honestly, I would love to see them come out with something huge and modular. I don't really want to see, you know, Elder Scrolls 6 Valenwood or Elder Scrolls 6 Argonia, Black Marsh, or whatever you want to call it. I'd rather see Elder Scrolls 6 Tamriel, and so make a single player sort of version of ESO, maybe. I don't know, you know. ESO is fun enough. I'm not a huge fan of MMOs, although I've played enough of them in my life. So I tend to be a solo player anyway, so I think that's what I'd like to see for TES 5.6. I'd like to be able to wander around the entire world of Tamriel. And you know, computers are powerful enough to do that now, and they don't even have to bring it all out at once. But so yeah, even if they bounced around a bit, you know, even if it wasn't the entire province of Valenwood or the entire province of High Rock or whatever, you know. And I think somebody else, was it Adam, who put a poll up, you know, what game would you like to see, you know, remastered? Oh boy, that sounds... Okay, so... Something's going on in here. I think whatever's going on in here has to do with Genesis, which I think I mentioned. Yes, of course, I played all the Witchers, and I've read the books, too. Witcher 1 was excruciating at best.
Who's there?
Oh, keeps behind me. Holy crap. Let's get him down before I get... Alright. So, The Witcher is awesome.
Death awaits you. I
swear I'll kill you.
I think stuff going on in here is to do with the mod Genesis. Here's Christian or Krister, I forget his name.
Stendar's
right.
mercy, you aren't one of them. Please, you've got to help me.
Alright, dude,
It's
I'll
my
try to
wife,
help
Viola.
you. Fiola,
I think
that's
she's
her
being
name.
held in this tower.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
sorry. You're right. Let me explain. Viola, my wife, left the farm on errands and never came back.
Yeah, errands.
It's been months.
Right, dude.
And I've been searching for her since. I heard a rumor that these bandits were ransoming captives, so I thought she may be here. I managed to sneak past the guards and get this far, but I don't think I can go on.
You better not.
I'm no warrior. Please, can you look for her?
Okay, I'll look for her.
Thank you. I don't have much, but I can give you some coin for the trouble. One of the guards dropped this key while I hid. I wager it'll come in handy for you. Please hurry.
He is, but it's always good to get that key. I always feel bad for him. But yeah, he's a bit of a... He's just clueless. And then at the end, you know, he gets all upset when you tell him about his wife, and you either have to kill him or run away.
You can't hide from me.
So, alright. Well, I have the feeling when I open this door I'm going to be walking into something, so let's save so I don't have to go through that conversation again. Might as well stand up, be a man, suck it up, Buttercup.
Over here.
Oh, frickin' Chief, jeez, whiz. Frost spells and all. Yeah, I don't think I'm up to that. Let's see. I'll take a resist frost. I did make one of those. Let's see, 16%. All right, and I'll put rattled magics on the sword, and we'll try this once. And if he kills me again,
Where are you?
I'm gonna probably say I'm just not. I am not up to this at all. No way. Too many of them. Too many of them. Yeah, that's Genesis. It just spawns tons of stuff. So it makes playing at adept level an interesting experience. Let's see if they follow me out. What time is it? I've been on for about an hour now. Let's see if I survive going out the door here. I do. Eventually I'll take some followers. I already... no, they did not follow me out, thank goodness. Of course, you know, Atlas is a follower, so... so eventually I'll probably take some follower on. I'm not sure who. I have my favorites. I like Erendur, the guy, the priest of Mara from Dawnstar there. I like Aranea, the priestess of Azura. So those are both Daedric Quest followers. Lydia's great, you know, but I don't really want to go through the dragon part of the quest right now, so I'm not going to be having her. Not a big fan of the Riverwood followers, either Sven or Feindal. I'm not above hiring mercenaries. Janassa and Stenvar are probably my favorites of those. So, yes, eventually I will probably grab a follower. Right now, I'm going to grab some dinner, so an hour-long stream is about all my voice can take right now. So, I might pop back on later. Thanks for watching, man. It's always good to chat, and I'm going to put a hard save in here, and maybe I'll come back later and do a little bit more. Meanwhile, I'll have to camp. It's getting late. Sleep, find some more food so I don't die too fast. Good night, man. See you later.